Hi guys, so I'm super excited to be doing this video today because we all have those products that we regret buying, and these are my favorite videos to watch because it just gives you a little bit of a hint into products and whether or not they're worth your splurge and worth your money. So just a little bit of a disclaimer at the beginning of this video. To each his own. And even though I haven't had luck with these products, it doesn't necessarily mean that like you should hate them or that you shouldn't try them. I think that sort of the best thing to do and like the best part of YouTube is that it's a community and that we can kind of discuss these things and I can kind of tell you this was my experience, this is how I felt about this product, and then you can make your best judgment call. So yeah, I actually have a lot of products here, which hurts my heart a little bit. So I'm going to jump right in. The first product that's sitting right here, okay, this is partially my fault, so let that be known. But, jumped right out of my hands. It's a imitation beauty blender. I say partially my fault because, little Elsie. I say partially my fault because I didn't know at the time that beauty blender was the actual name of the company and like of their product. I thought beauty blender was like mascara, blush, that like you could just buy any one and like sort of be fine. So I bought this imitation beauty blender, I want to say at like CVS or Dwayne Reed or something, and it was terrible. And I used it, first I used it dry, which my mistake, 100% my mistake. And then finally I dampened it once I like realized and watched some more videos or something. And even so, it's so hard. And once I got my real beauty blender, I realized like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be soft, like, and plush. This is so hard. It absorbs so much of the product that you barely get anything onto your skin. And then because it's so hard, it just sort of like stamps the product onto your face. It doesn't blend it in. It doesn't kind of work with your skin in that way. It just sort of like pushes it. And because it's so hard too, it like kind of hurts the bones in my face. I don't know. Anyway, if you're going to buy a beauty blender, get the real beauty blender. They sell them at Sephora. You can buy them online. Do not buy the imitation. So my next product I regret is the L'Oreal Paris Visible Lift Serum Absolute Pro Retinol A and Vitamin C Foundation. I'm annoyed because I didn't just buy one, I bought two. Oh, and the cat went flying. I bought two of them. And it's because in the drugstore, you obviously can't really swatch foundations. And so I bought one that was a little lighter and one that was a little bit darker. I don't know why. There were no reviews on this. It wasn't like one of those amazing products that everyone's talking about that I have to go run out and get. I think I was literally just in the drugstore and I was like, ooh, Visible Lift. This has like serum and SPF and pro retinol in it and this must be great and like great for anti-aging and blah, blah. This makes you look so old. It sits on your face. It sits into all of those like expression lines, wrinkles. It creates creases. It was so bad that I maybe used it like 2 or 3 times and then just like threw it into my makeup bin and was done with it. So I'm sad because I bought two and that's like, and this stuff wasn't cheap too. I want to say it was like $17 or something each. So that's crazy. I mean, you might as well just go to Sephora and buy foundation. So anyway, yeah, I would totally skip these if I were you. The next product I regret, this hurts my heart, and it's crazy because I use it all the time because I have it, and it's the Laura Mercier Cream Contour Palette. I'm going to open this for you. It looks disgusting, and that's because I use it. I use it because I'm so mad at myself that I spent, like, this was like $52 to get this palette. The reason I don't like it is I just don't, and this is personal, again, this is like a personal preference. I'm not a huge fan of the cream contour. I just find it very difficult to work with. I haven't found a cream contour yet that like is easy and doesn't just like right away tattoo your skin. And what I mean by that is, you know, you put on this shade or any of these shades and it sort of automatically leaves a stain on your face, wherever it is. So you can blend it out and do everything else, put powder over it. And I do find putting powder over this helps. but you're still gonna get the look of the color regardless of where, like, if you put it here accidentally and you want it up here and you try to blend it up, you're still gonna get a lot of color down here, and I think that's just the nature of the beast. Also, the two highlight colors I think are silly. One is like sorry, it keeps closing. One is a banana yellow, and then the other one is like this bronzy, sparkly color. This one right here, highlight number 2. I've never used them. I've never used them. The yellow one doesn't come out yellow. It doesn't like, the problem is because it's a yellow tint and not a white or clear tint, when you put it on, it sort of has a weird, it comes off kind of bizarre. You know, you like know it's not white, but it's not yellow enough to like be, I don't know. I can see what they were trying to do there. It just doesn't come off nicely. I can try to swatch it for you guys. So you see, it's like a yellowy white, and then on my skin, and maybe it's just my coloring. I don't know. It doesn't do anything, right? Like it looks silly. And of course I don't have a napkin here. So anyway, yeah, I'm kind of really sad about this because I love Laura Mercier. I love most of her products, and I like had high hopes for this, but it's not something I would repurchase. And if I could go back in time, it's not something that I would have purchased. So my next product that I regret purchasing is the Voluminous False Fiber Lashes Mascara. I just got this, I want to say like 2.5 weeks ago. I love the L'Oreal Voluminous line of mascara. Their regular, I have one of their regular ones here. This is amazing. This is my favorite mascara of all time ever. So I thought when I picked up this, like, oh great, it'll probably be the same formula, just it'll have fibers in it and everything will be magical. It was great, I want to say like the first or second time I used it, and then after that it just gets so clumpy that you can't even, it's not manageable. It gets so clumpy, but it maintains like this wetness to it. Yeah. The fibers on the brush just start clumping together like crazy. I'm not sure you can even tell. The wand is also super long. It's like almost the size of my pinky. It's so long. So doing the under, doing the smaller, your bottom line lashes, is nearly impossible. And I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to taper the brush at the end to make it easier to work with, but it's not. It's just not. So, unfortunately, I regret buying this. Next product. I regret buying this NYX Dark Circle Concealer. I was hearing, it was around the time that, like, putting orange and reds underneath your eyes was, like, such a big thing, and NYX has an orange concealer, which I've yet to try, so I can't bash it. So I went to Ricky's and picked up the NYX Dark Circle Concealer because I'm, like, a freak when it comes to my under eyes, because my bags are so dark and so prominent. So, like, anything I can try that, like, might be great, I'm game for. Anyway, this stuff just was no good. It's in the shade Light, which maybe was my first mistake. It's too light for me, but the consistency is weird. It's wet. It feels wet, but it's super solid. So, like, when you put your finger in it, it's so, like, it feels very wet and very thin. Like, the product itself feels very thin, but, like, you can't just press your finger through the entire thing. It's super solid. But the problem is when it goes on, because it's so thin, look, can you see? It's such a thin formula that's just one swatch. And look, you can see sort of like the streaks at the end, how it sort of fades out and gets really thin towards the edges. And it sort of carries that same like transparency through the center of the product. So see when I rub it in, it just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me. And especially underneath my eyes, my under eye area has a lot of fine lines. And I'm not about to put like a super thin products for me. I need to build them up. I need to cover the purples and the blues. So when I keep layering them, all of a sudden now, yeah, I canceled out the blues and the purples, but you can see the fine lines underneath my eyes like crazy. So it's a product I regret buying, and now I have concealer all over my hand. I'm going to start going through these a little bit quicker so this video isn't a million minutes long. The e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. It does that terrible thing that when you put it on, it starts like rolling up on you, so like you get little balls all over your face. Granted, it's like $2, $3. I got it at Target, so it's not a big deal, but it's just not the best. On that same note, it's the Beautifully Matte No. 7. I got this at Duane Reade. They started carrying that No. 7 line that I think is like quite popular in England. Not 100% sure. Let me know. But again, it just wasn't great. I was hoping it was going to be great because drugstore primer, yay. But it's very thick and very white. It's almost like sunscreen. You know, like when you put on SPF and it just sort of like, you get these like weird white streaks. That's what this gives you, but this doesn't have any SPF in it, and it's supposed to be like a primer, so I'm not about that life. Also, the Stay Matte Primer by Rimmel. I didn't love it. I wanted to love it because, again, like a drugstore primer, that would be excellent. But this one didn't work for me because you can't even tell. It's not, I want to say it's not silicone based. It doesn't say, but I don't believe that there's any silicone in here. So it's kind of wet almost. And yeah, I don't know. Again, it just it didn't fill in my pores. It didn't really do anything for my fine lines. So I'm not crazy about it. The Revlon Photo Ready Pearlescent Translucent Luminous Finish Powder. I regret purchasing this because it's so glittery. Like for a finishing powder, I don't want all, like, you can't tell in the video, but it's so glittery and shimmery that like, it doesn't even matter if you used all matte products, like matte this, matte that, like with a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of illuminator, you put this on top of it all and you're gonna look like a disco ball. So that's why I didn't like that. This product I regret buying. Again, this hurts my heart a little bit. Makeup Forever, the Full Cover Extreme Camouflage Cream Concealer. I was hoping this was going to be a really great concealer, again, for my under eye area. It's just so thick. It like comes out almost like paste. Like so thick. So yes, you could put this on blemishes or like tiny little spots, but you cannot put this underneath your eyes. It's just so dry and so cakey that it would just, you would pull so much attention to your under eye area, which is why I regret buying it, because originally my intention was to do it, like have it underneath my eyes, and maybe that's my bad for not like doing more research. But I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced that this is something that I need or something that I need to repurchase, and I never ever use it, so I kind of regret buying it. Next is this e.l.f. Jumbo Lip Gloss Stick. The color, it's called In the Nude. I guess that's why I regret buying it. It's just not nice. The formula is not nice. Doesn't come out even. I'm like a big even person. I want something to like have even coverage, regardless if it's a lip gloss, concealer, a powder. Like I want it to have an even consistency, and this does not. But again, it's an e.l.f. product, and e.l.f. is super affordable, so I'm not like heartbroken. Something that is a little unfortunate is this Sephora Pro Stippling Brush in 44. I regret buying this, not because it doesn't like work or whatever, but because it just doesn't work for me. I don't need it. I think I was thinking I could use this for my foundation, but my Beauty Blender works 100 million times better. And for stippling brush, I don't know. I feel like the fibers are really long and they're not like dense enough. So it just sort of like on your face, you see, like it just kind of like all the lashes, I'm getting ready for my next rant. All of the fibers just sort of, or the bristles, I guess, all the bristles get sort of like pushed to the side when you put it into your face. And even if you're doing like the light tapping, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it can be what it needs to be, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I don't use it. I tried. Again, like maybe I'm using it wrong. Like I know you're not supposed to just like push it into your face like that, but I don't know, just something I regret purchasing because it wasn't cheap. So like buying a brush should be an investment, I think. And this was just a fail. Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. I regret purchasing this. I got this when I got the Stay Matte powder, which I love. I regret purchasing this because, again, it's so glittery. And I'm all about, like, a bronzer having a shimmer to it, but when it's legit, like, you can see huge sparkles in it, I think that's just too much. Like, we're not trying to look like disco balls. So I wouldn't purchase that again. I regret purchasing this Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline concealer, and not because I've used the product, because I haven't. I regret purchasing it because it's broken. And I could have went back to my drugstore and like tried to get a new one, but it's supposed to turn, the top is supposed to turn, and you're supposed to get concealer into this little nub and then do it. And like in theory, it sounds like a great idea, but I regret purchasing it because it's broken. So if you use this if you've used this product, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if I should go out and get another one and try it. I felt so discouraged after for at least a half hour. I was like trying to undo that. I was trying to like pop the top off. I had my husband going at it. We were like trying to smash it open. It's indestructible, but it doesn't turn. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below because I did want to try it. I don't know. We're getting to a few products now that are going to hurt my heart and that I know people are going to like freak over. So just bear with me and try to have some like empathy. I kind of regret purchasing this. I love the packaging. Let it be known that this Lancome Grandiose Mascara is gorgeous and probably like the most beautiful mascara out there. I get that. But I didn't need to spend all that money just on like pretty packaging. I really wanted like a great mascara and everyone kept raving about it and it's like popping up in everyone's favorites, and I tried it and I wanted to love it so much. Like, you know when you get those products that like everyone's talking about and like especially this one is gorgeous. There's a black rose there, like stunning. I want to love this. But I can't. I can't. The reason I don't love it is, I don't know, it doesn't give me the volume I want. And like, again, this is where it's sort of like preference. I like my lashes to look thick and fluttery. I want very thick, very fluttery lashes. This doesn't really give that to me. And this is another one of those products where like, I may not like it, but I'm going to use it. And I'm going to keep using it because I can't just like waste. I can't waste money and I just can't waste product. But every time I put it on, I think like, oh, this should be thickening up my lashes more than it is. It's just sort of like putting mascara on and wetting them. It could be any mascara. So I do kind of regret buying this, and I won't be repurchasing it, which is sad. The next two products I regret purchasing are both from Maybelline. They're mascaras. This is the Falsies, and I know people are going to freak because they love this. And then this is One by One Volume Express. I've tried so many Maybelline mascaras, and I just can't find one that I like. So, if you know a Maybelline mascara that gives you lots of volume and lots of flutteriness and length, let me know in the comment section, because I'm the type of person who, like, I'm not going to shut out the whole brand. Of course not. And I want to find good mascaras. But it's like every time I try one, they just don't match up to like the L'Oreal Voluminous or Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I really wanted to love the Falsies. That's like, I really wanted to, but again, it just didn't give me the volume I was looking for. It's just a very wet formula that I just like wasn't digging. So, regret. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to save those for last. Next, Smashbox contour sticks. They came in a box, and then there's this little like pamphlet that has like, you know, how to contour your face. I got these at the same time that I got the Laura Mercier contour palette. I tried these. The reason I don't like these and that I regret purchasing them is when you put them on, they're sticks, right? So you have to just like draw a line on your face. I guess you could do like little squiggles, But again, they have that same tattoo effect in that, like, wherever you put them on and like whatever pattern you put them on in, you could blend them till the cows come home, and it's still like, it still doesn't blend out nicely. It's just very tricky to blend. So yeah, I regret purchasing these because I'd rather just get a powder contour palette, you know, and then do that. This Smashbox step-by-step contour stick kit came with a contour color, a bronzer, and a highlighting stick, which again, in theory, all sounds like well and good. And like, look, I tried. It has no tip. I tried. I like really went at this contour stick. It's too gray. I mean, I know like gray tones are supposed to be great, but this like borderline gray and brown, and just like the way that you have to apply it because it's in a stick form, and then how the product sits on your face and how it doesn't blend out just makes these very hard to deal with. So it's hard because like the Laura Mercier cream contour kit is hard to work with because it doesn't have structure, and you're just kind of like, all right, I'm going to go at this like with your finger and smear it on your face and then blend it out. These are hard to deal with because they're so contained that they are not giving you the freedom to like blend and yeah, so it's unfortunate because again, these were not cheap, but I never ever ever reach for these. I never think like, oh, where are my Smashbox sticks? Just not something I would purchase. All right, my last two. So this I didn't actually purchase myself. I got this for Christmas. But I would never go out and get this on my own, which is sad. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Gorgeous Lip Gloss in Seduction. I say gorgeous because of the rose gold packaging, and it's just such a glamorous product. She's like, her whole line is so glamorous, and I like would die to get my hands on the entire thing. It would just be so wonderful. And I expected such big things from this lip gloss, and I'm not like a huge lip gloss person. So when I asked for this for Christmas, I had like a little voice in the back of my head saying like, I'm not sure like it's gonna work out, but I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a go. The reason I don't like this is because, and maybe it's just the color, maybe I need to try another color. You know, it swatches pretty, like it swatches, it's right there. It swatches like a beautiful nude pink color, but when it goes on your lips, it's so thick that it's hard to like get that same color consistency all throughout your lip. So like some parts of your lip might look like more dense in color, like more opaque than other parts of your lip, and it's so sticky that it's like constantly shifting on your lips. And it does kind of do that thing where like when you like open your mouth and it sort of sticks together, which I hate. So I just never reach for this because it's just too thick a formula. It's too goopy. It's just uncomfortable to wear. And I've tried doing like lipstick and then this just like in the center, but still because it sticks to itself, like when you open and close your lips, it's just annoying. Yeah. So I'm sad because I love Charlotte Tilbury and I love her packaging, but I would not get this. So my final product that I regret, and this is going to be a hard one for most people, and I even thought and considered not putting it in the video. I thought, you know what? So many people love this product that I'm not going to do it because I don't want haters. But then I put them on and I was like reminded why I hate them. It is, oh, here we go, Velour lashes. I'm saying it. So here's the deal. I have them on right now, and on camera, and I hope that you guys looking at this are like, they look really nice. They look really good. They look fine. Like, what's your deal? What's your ish? And yes, on camera, they look fine. In real life, oh my gosh. These are so hard to put on, and I've tried really hard. The reason I have so many of these is because I got them specifically for my wedding. Thinking like, okay, I'm going to wear them for my wedding. I actually bought 4. I can't find the other box. It was the lower lash ones, which like don't even get me started on those. I bought Wing Woman, and I bought, what's this one? Wing Woman, First Sight, and Wispy Me Away, and I got the bottom lash ones that I can't remember what those are called. And I thought, you know what? This is great. I'll choose which one I want to wear for my wedding, and then my mom can wear the other pair. I did end up wearing them for my wedding. Fine. My mom did end up wearing a pair. She looks beautiful. Like, the reason I hate these is because they're so hard to put on because their spine. I'm not a huge fan of lashes whose spines, so like the bottom part of the lash that connects all the little lashes together, is so thick. So thick. And I don't know, do I have a weird eye shape? I don't know. I can never get them on nicely. They're always like either too far above my lash line. I've been putting on lashes since I was like 13 for dance and performing, and then I worked a gig for a couple of years where I had to like have full face on every day, always wearing lashes. Like, I'm the lash queen. Like, obviously, like self. That's the title I give myself. So, but. And I like had such high hopes for these because they're mink and everyone loves them. And like, let it be known, these are stunning lashes. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm putting them on wrong or something because I see they're in, like I follow them on Instagram and all the pictures they post are beautiful. And right, like so many like gorgeous YouTubers have them on and they look stunning. And that was why I like spent so much money on these. But then every time I tried to put them on, they're so hard to like, because their spines are so rigid and so thick, I find that they don't like mold to the shape of my eye. They want to just like go straight across. And I've tried like, you know, shaping them and, you know, warming them up with my fingers a little bit and then like letting the glue dry on them. Like all things that you would do with lashes. But then when I put them on, they just have a mind of their own and they just do their own thing and it's so annoying. And I, you know, really thought that like, oh, okay, great, they're mink, they'll last forever, and everyone always says that if you take care of them, they can last a really long time. But every time I've tried to put them on, I've had such an issue, glue in my eyes, glue everywhere, because the spine won't bend, it won't go down, like, toward my lash line. And then once I get them on, like today, they look fine through the camera, but if you looked up close in real life, you would see I have like weird little spots and, you know, parts where the lash spine didn't really want to sit down on my eye. And so it just looks a hot mess. They're also so heavy on my eyes. I feel like I'm carrying like little weights above my lids. And when you're wearing eyelashes, I'm sorry, but like that's not what you want. Like, you want to wear lashes that are going to feel light and fluttery and you can forget that they're even there. And I've had lashes like that. The Ardell Demi Wispies are amazing. Like, so great. I forget that they're even on half the time. And people are always like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're wearing lashes. But these are so heavy. So heavy. So that's why I regret purchasing these and why I would never purchase them again. I should have just stuck with the Ardell line. But yeah, I guess leave me a comment down below if you have any tips on how to deal with these. If you've sort of like run into the same issue of like the spine not wanting to like adhere to your eyelid or like take the shape of your eye. I don't know. I like don't know what to do with these. And I don't want to throw them out because that would just be silly because they were so expensive. But at the same time, they're literally just like gathering dust. And I thought I would put them on for the video. And again, like I think on camera they look fine. But it's just a little disheartening, you know? Those are all the products I regret purchasing. Again, to each his own. And, you know, I hope that there was not a product in my regrets that you, like, swear by. But if there was, like, that's cool. I feel like all of our skin is different as well and reacts with products differently. You know, I have fine lines where probably you don't. Or if you've got, like, really deep expression lines like I do, maybe you run into the same issues, or maybe you don't, and like, so I think that's what's so cool about these videos, is you get to see what doesn't work for some people, but, you know, you never know what works for you until you try it. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!